What's going on, guys? It's John Acapinti here with The Big Break, Season 4, Round 1. We're meeting the contestants, and here's a plan for you. How about you pick up a kickstand, the sweetest spicy seltzer in the land. But it's tough, but you gotta drink responsibly. They go down smooth, but do your part. And we are in the building of Encore Studios. Get up here, it's up the Einen, grab a golf cart, and get up here, record a track, maybe get signed to Route 6 Records, our other sponsor. Give it up for Mad Twisted Hatters, Infuse Emporium. They're literally naming a product after the winner of the Big Break. That's the coolest thing ever. I want that. Another returning giant, Lindarella's Deli, 1111 Main Street. Make your Cinderella, Lindarella's wish come true. Get up there. One of my favorite sponsors, I actually work there. We got a merch booth, print on demand for your band. Get those t-shirts selling. We got LB Entertainment, Ben Dugas, running the takeovers, doing it all. Hit them up, karaoke, DJing, maybe some trivia. Who doesn't love trivia? And rounding out the sponsors, we got Nancy Morris Photography. Book her for your next concert or event. She's gonna be taking pictures for the Big Break this year. We're with the steezy artist from Scranton, Stereotyped.
I'm broken, my story is unspoken. I'm searching for a meaning of this bridge I am reading.
What's going on? Austin, right?
Yes, sir.
And you're Stereotyped, and then you're also the drummer in Almost Paradise with Gus.
Yes, and also Fatal Misconception as well.
Nice. So you're, most drummers get a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's, probably a blessing and a curse, I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
And I saw you had the mobile van, so you're probably stocked up with gear and that, right?
Right now, it's all stuff for buying and reselling. I do yard sales, flea markets.
Smart.
Yeah.
Like Gary V. Kinda.
Yeah.
Nice. So you're solo, but you might bring in some guys for the contest.
Eventually, my focus is to also collaborate and work with other artists and, all different genres. I love all different kinds of music, so I want to touch base a little bit on everything with all local musicians. Eventually, one day, bigger musicians as well.
And so you're multi-instrumentalist?
Yes. So drums mainly. Trying to dabble with, playing a little bit of everything. Guitar, I can do things here and there. Bass, I never really tried, but I got instruments to utilize for when I get to that point. But for the most part, I want to just kind of get the basic, core of the song itself, and then, hey, this is what I'm trying to go for. Bring it to, a local musician and say, hey, do you want to collaborate and do something? Here's what I'm looking at, what can you do with it? And they can add their guitars, their drums, whatever the musician, does.
Nice. That offers some self-sufficiency almost too, that you're able to do it on your own, and then...
Yeah.
Because keeping a band is one of the toughest things.
Yep.
Let alone playing in one.
Yeah, because with Fatal Misconception, we've been going for quite a while, ups and downs, but it was all good. Overall, it was fun. I love doing it. So doing the solo thing was something I can do in my spare time, work on my terms, and be able to also get out there and collaborate with other artists. And one day, once I rise up, I want other people to rise up as well. Whoever I collaborate with, if I get bigger and you bring somebody else on a song, I would love that.
Awesome.
I think together we should be working.
And I think that's what the Big Break's a lot about is, showing artists, the rigors of what it takes to be a band and inclusivity, trying to make music a, focal point of community,
Yeah.
By the way, how'd you find out about the Big Break?
So initially, I think it was a year or two ago, we entered it with the Fatal Misconception band and had to back out because some things came up and we had to split.
And that was last season?
I
Like 2
want to.
seasons
I
ago.
think it was 2 seasons
2
ago, if I'm
seasons,
not
okay.
mistaken. Because I think last season we just completely sat out because we were done, or it might have been the season before. But at some point we saw it and then wanted to give it another shot and actually fully go through with it. And then I was like, well, since I'm doing it with that, might as well try it myself. You know, like I said, I get to work at my own pace and, you know, do what I like to do, but also, like I said, to collaborate and work with other people and eventually just keep building up. And
Yeah, and I think even if you don't make it to the next round, you're here right now doing this interview. Have you done an interview before?
No, this is my
pretty
first
polished,
time.
you know, pretty cool, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just every element of this whole competition, it's great. It's new. Pretty much all of it's new. I had my first live performance, first interview.
Yeah.
Be making first music. So like it's a lot of different
yeah.
things.
So you haven't made a music video yet?
No,
Are you
no,
excited
no.
about that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I like to think of this as like a battle of the bands on steroids. You know, it's got so many facets that,
It does.
you know, so many different things going on.
It reminds me back in the day when they would have Battle of the Bands. I don't really remember too much of it, but I remember a few of them going to and seeing people play, and it was awesome. Like one day I wanted to be there, and it was a long journey to even get the first band going.
Yeah.
But you know, it was something that I always wanted to do, and like I said, one way or another, I want to keep going with it, whether it be in my spare time for fun, or taking it all the way and making it a career.
Right, and you know, people they think of music as like a one-way street. You have to be superstar to. I look at it as if you can make a livable income, you have a life that most would, you know, better than working in an office, right?
Exactly.
That's how I feel. So you haven't made a music video yet, and you're excited. You like the 3 items idea.
Yeah, I
Got some
have
ideas brewing up.
I have some ideas going, and this is gonna be interesting. Also, with the band to be doing it too. My guitarist, vocalist, he said he has some ideas, so I can't wait to see what he has, and then to also do it myself as well, and kind of see what I can do.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite parts about it is like getting to see the music videos and what everyone. There's so much creativity between all of the bands from just last year that I saw, and then, you know, checking out the season 2. And
Yeah.
do you have like a favorite music video you ever see? Like, what do you have?
None that I can think of off the top of my head, but pretty much anything 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Music videos, I feel, had a different thing to them than today.
I think
like,
so too, yeah.
I still see some that are really good, but like back then they would use movies, or they had MTV video mods that they would take video games and make it into it. Like, so there was a lot, but today it's not as much. Like, you see a lot of live performances. But I like the fact that people use DIY too, that they use the music videos with live performances.
Now like music video is such a, like, you know, do you consider just somebody's DIY like a music video, or do you have to have some type of backing production behind it to make it official? You know, like what constitutes? Now you can make a music video, post on Instagram, you know?
Yeah, the technology today offers you so much to do so many different things.
I feel like it kind of loses its allure a little bit too, though. Like one of our probing questions to see how old each contestant is if you were just talking about MTV music videos, so we were wondering if you saw any or.
Yeah. Woke up every morning before school, if I can catch them, watch them. That's what really inspired me, like the Used, Blink-182, like a lot of their music videos, the fun aspect, the serious, the deep, dark meaning behind it, but like there was also emotion and everything behind it.
Yeah.
Where like you don't see it as much, but you see some pretty cool stuff.
You see some cool stuff. It's almost more like a movie escape.
Yeah.
Now. The production is so far gone that it's like it's it's tough to find that like grittier production
Yeah.
unless it's like made that way.
Like Falling in Reverse, his music videos are probably the best of the time that I come across. I don't get to watch them as much as I used to, but all the music videos he puts out pretty much are like, it gives that early 2000s like vibe, like Atreyu, Her Portrait in Black, where they use scenes from Underworld. So like, I like when music videos do that. They put the movies into it. Like, that was just great. Like, I thought it was pretty cool.
Oh, like you mean like the movie itself was like the soundtrack, and
or they have the characters from the movie.
Yeah, I did like that stuff. Yeah,
I liked seeing that.
I love '90s rap music videos.
Yeah,
just P Diddy like in the desert or just in like a globe.
Yeah,
you know, can't beat that. Speaking of like influences, you know, like P Diddy maybe or any others, who inspired you to perform?
So early career was Blink-182. The earlier stuff I listened to, like the
you kind of have
punk.
a Blink-182 like vibe to you a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
I like that.
Hawthorne Heights, that's like my screamo phase. They were who I liked the most, and I listened to their music a lot. And other influences, I mean, a little bit, like I said, I listen to a little of everything from country to rap to rock to pop, different languages. I don't know what they're saying, but I love it.
Yeah.
Baby metal.
I was in Puerto Rico for like a month, and I was getting down to some, you know, some new flavors.
Nice.
Drinking some, you know, some beers on the beach, listening to whatever. We got into some Bad Bunny, I guess. I didn't know what it was, but I thought it was like a character. But how long you been going at it? Like, how long you been playing?
So with playing music,
like on your own, even, you know, like first time you picked up an instrument or drums.
Probably, I would say maybe 15, 20 years, give or take.
Okay, so yes.
In the beginning, it was more light. For the most part, I kind of just picked everything up as I went along. I did a little bit of drum lessons back in the day with Glue Cheese when they were still, I don't know if they're still around, but when they were at the location they used to be at.
Glue Cheese?
Yeah, I think it was Glue Cheese on Lackawanna Ave when they used to be there. And took a few drum lessons. My brain's not able to pick up things. I have to do things a certain way, and
I'm like that too.
Yeah,
sometimes. Yeah.
So like I was never able to read the music, anything like that. A lot of the stuff I just kind of picked up as I went along.
You could do it for 20 years. Your brain's gonna figure it out in its own way.
Yeah,
you know?
And it leaves me that opportunity to always keep striving to do better, like, because I can always do something better than how I'm doing it now, and always take something and learn something new from playing with other people, seeing other things. You know, I like to take a little bit of everything from the world, make everything a learning experience.
I just had a guest who uses food that like he eats literally as like inspiration. He'll like take a bite out of pasta and be like, "Oh, that's I've never heard anything in my life like that."
There are some interesting ways that people get inspired or processes for making music. He
also told me about how Paul McCartney used like funny lyrics before he did Yesterday. It was like something about eggs and like.
Oh, wow.
And it was like a terribly written song, and everyone hated it. And then he came up with the actual Yesterday lyrics from that. So it's like, get so many different inspirations with music.
Yeah.
Do you take anything from like your life, or do you take, you know, what are your lyrics coming from?
So for the most part with the writing, like lyrical, like the words and everything, it's a lot of personal experiences or things went through in life. So there's always something deeper, and even within some of the words and lyrics and stuff, there's always still more, like there's always more to question, even with Fatal Misconception as well, because I wrote some of the songs and the lyrics for some of those songs. But for the most part, guitars, he did a lot of the writing with some of the stuff, and it's all personal.
Cool. What are some processes, the difference of processes for solo compared to with the band? Like, do you have to have pumped up to perform, or do you wake up in the middle of the night and have an idea? Or
So with the band, we've been together for so long working with each other that we just kind of feed off each other.
Just the energy of it.
Yeah, like we just kind of feed off, each other's energy and just kind of go with it. And most of the times it literally just comes together. We actually broke up for like about a year and then got back together, did a show. I think we practiced maybe once.
Oh, wow.
Within that year, went on stage, and still, in our opinion, feel like we did pretty good. But with the writing process, we have some funny and interesting moments because some of the songs we came up with started off with just either random sounds, tapping, making sounds with our mouths, whistling. And I would be like, hey, here's this, just go. And he'd be like, all right, pick up a guitar, start recording. And he would send me that. From there, I would play it on the drums, play along with it, come up with the drum track. When we get together, we would practice it a few times, have a song, probably practice a few other songs we already made or make a few and just jam out. So we just kind of work well together that it makes it an easier process. Like we're not argumentative. We just kind of agree with everything. Like we ask each other like, hey, is this good? We give each other criticism, what to do better, do this fill, or hey, try this riff. But the solo, it's different because I don't have that type of feedback to...
Right, it's all you.
Yeah,
right?
So I mean, like I'll send some stuff to him or ask other people like what they think. But for the most part, Keystone Stage is where I did a lot of the practicing, trying it out, see how it went. And
the open mic there?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I haven't seen you there. That's weird. I've been there a few times.
Yeah, I honestly, every time I see you there, it's like every time I end up not being... I'm like, damn, I wanted to meet you.
Oh, you've seen me?
Yeah, I've seen you on either the live stream or walking around or the recap pictures and stuff.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah. So there was a lot of people I wanted to meet before I actually entered into the big break. And
it's a good bunch over here.
Yeah,
Big break
everyone's
bunch.
been pretty great so far. It's awesome. Glad to be a part of it. And
Glad to have you.
Yeah.
Have you seen the kickstand? Did you try one of those at all?
No.
No? Do you drink or no?
No, I don't
No,
drink.
okay.
They do look great.
They look great, yeah.
I was actually saying how after I stopped drinking, all the great stuff come out.
Right.
And it's great because like I don't get tempted or bothered by it. I've come to grips with that. I knew the type of person I was and didn't want to be that way anymore. So,
right, and music does have that conception of like the party is part of the deal, but have you found that opposite, like inclusivity and sobriety and stuff?
I mean, it's pretty much to each his own, and it's just not for me. I had my fun, did this, did that, but at the end of the day, what I have now is what I truly love and want.
Nice.
And if that means, certain things need to not happen or not be, or it needs to go a certain way, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to have my family and be there.
Music and everything.
Yeah, and
music is a elevation of the mind in a lot of ways, just jamming and getting out and performing and connecting with people in that way.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask too, you were talking about Keystone. What are your favorite venues to perform at?
So I haven't actually performed there other than the open mics.
Right.
I haven't, well, with the solo act, I
With the
haven't.
solo,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I haven't. I only played at Let's See's Lounge. Or,
I think I was in
Litsy's-
North Carolina when you played that.
All right.
Or wait, what was it? Who was on there?
It was Dead Hour.
It's Monday morning.
I think was that Intoxication
or
and
Funk
Phase.
Musk and Phase.
in Phase. Yeah,
Yeah, I
everyone
missed
was
that one.
great.
I was in North
missed,
Carolina.
Cause I think the first one was Monday morning. I missed them because I was doing a yard sale or whatever was going
Yeah.
on that day, or I had band practice. Always something going on. But yeah, I listened, for the most part, I listened to the bands that I was playing with a little bit to get myself familiar with, who I was playing with. And everyone sounded great. I think I'm going to be playing a show with them in the future. So I can't wait to actually see them. But everyone else was awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I'm enjoying the takeovers. I think it's a great idea. They helps promote the show and get, bands some action, and people can see the live performances, and then maybe that'll get them to vote or enjoy, more of the facets of the big break. Have you looked into what's gonna be, if say you get past the video round, like what happens next? Like what are you excited for with the contest?
Honestly, I'm just glad to be a part of this in any way. I'm not really hopeful about getting to the contest part. That would be great, but I know a big part of it's going to be votes. So I know I don't have the social media presence and all that to
Yeah, but
really
if
make
you
it.
vote every day on your own, and then you have a few other
I
people.
I would much rather put my votes to somebody that can use it rather than just keep voting for myself. I'd
Wow,
rather
very gracious.
think everything happens for a reason. Life will take its course in some
Right.
way or another.
Yeah, and in a way, music, like even though it's a music contest, like the deeper meaning isn't about who wins; it's a journey.
Yeah, exactly.
'Cause
Like
there's
it's,
no real winner because it's all subjective at the end of the day.
at the end of
get
the
a
day,
few
everyone
fans who
really
win.
wins.
Yeah, everyone
Because in
wins.
some way, some sense, everyone's getting help in some way. Whether it just be getting out to play show. Like I said, it was my first time playing a show. So having that opportunity to do that, the prizes at the end, all the support, all the just meeting, connecting with people, everything that's part of the big break and everything that comes with it. So, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm just happy to be here and to have any type of involvement with it. It's great.
Yeah, we're happy to have you, and thanks to you already for contributing with the takeovers and stuff. What are you working with in terms of are you recording out of a studio or?
So my buddy has a studio. I'm working with him right now because time, money, like I said, always something going on. So right now he's been helping me out a lot and giving me the opportunity where I know going to other places and studios, I know I'm not going to have the money to put up front for what's going to come, because I know it's worth it. It's just I don't have the money to put to it, but I need something to work with. So it's just more so doing with what I can, with what I have to work with, and then everything later in time will hopefully just
Fall
pan
into
out.
place, yeah.
Yep.
They do offer. I don't know if you were told Encore is offering contestants 200 record, mix, master.
Yeah.
That's a good deal, I think. If they're great guys up here.
Yeah. I was actually talking with one
Rob.
of the yes.
Yeah.
And I was saying how Fatal Misconception was. We were talking about possibly coming up here to record, and then, like I said, eventually down the road, once I have the time and money to dedicate to coming here, I'm probably going to do the same. It's just
Nice.
a matter of time, money, all that.
Right. And you're a Scranton-based artist. You grew up here.
Yep. Scranton pretty much all my life, bouncing around teen years and 20s, but for the
Anything
most
cool?
part.
Did you get anything cool down? Where'd you go?
I lived in North Side for most of my life, and then lived in West Side for a little bit, South Side, Peckville, Carbondale.
Oh, damn, you've traveled.
Van a couple times.
Yeah. Did you get anything going anywhere cool in the van, or you go do any travels?
Yes and no. Over the years, me and my girlfriend now, we've went to a few places, New York, New Jersey. We got to see a concert on a rooftop. That's
cool.
That was a cool experience.
Nice.
That's life goals right there. If
Right.
I can get that opportunity, I'm cool. Not even the money, just that opportunity.
Right. So that, I was gonna ask, any favorite venues that you'd want to perform at?
Yeah. So with the solo, I haven't really done much. The band, I've played a little bit more. We went out to Allentown. Never went out of PA, but I'm open for anywhere. Just right now, the van needs a little bit of work, so I can't travel too far. But eventually down the road, I want to go outside of PA, New York, New Jersey.
That could open things up for you in the van. That's a lot. I feel like a lot of bands and musicians are taking that route.
Yeah.
Because, that's a great way to organically make fans, throughout the country, and then they share, and boom.
Yep. Yeah, eventually I want to take some things out of the van, put some cots in there, because eventually it'll probably be used for the yard sales, flea markets, anything I do with buying and reselling. With Fatal Misconception, Almost Paradise. So eventually down the road, it's going to be converted to do all that, and then get a trailer hitch and get a trailer for all the equipment.
Nice, that's perfect. Do you have any a social media presence at all, or do you stay away
so
from
right
it?
now with the solo, I have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube is all wonky, so I wouldn't even bother, because there's also, they're actually pretty good. There's a British, I think, not British, out of the UK, I think, also named Stereotyped, but theirs somehow got merged with mine, so I have to figure out how to fix that so we can separate it. It's ironic because sometimes I'll get invites or tags for them, and I'm like, hey, wrong guy, but thanks for the tag.
Nice.
Appreciate it, but you're looking for
Right.
these guys, and I usually send them, because I think they're mainly on Instagram, so I usually try to send them the right way, hey, these are the guys you're looking for. So Facebook, Instagram, like I said, TikTok eventually. I just don't have the time to dedicate, and from what I see,
I never go on TikTok. I'm always on Instagram.
yeah,
If I'm gonna waste my time, I'm always on Instagram.
it's easy because
Facebook trolling.
I can just post from Instagram and it posts right to Facebook, so it's
Yeah, it's
two
nice.
birds with one stone. So
Right.
it's easier.
Going ahead on things past a big break, where do you see yourself in terms of 2 or 5 years down the road, with Stereotyped?
I would like to at least play some shows outside of PA.
It's a reasonable
Be
goal.
making. I'm not even. I don't even want crazy amounts of money. I would be happy with a music career that I can just make a happy living off
Right.
of for me and my family. That's
And
all.
if you do become
Yeah,
super
if
successful,
anything
that's a
after
great,
that, that's great. I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna put a lot of money to helping out the community the best I can too, if I do get to that point of overabundance of money, because it's trivial to me. At the end
Right.
of the day, I just need enough money to pay my bills, feed my family, and do what I need to do. So I would rather help out others that are also going through tough times or anything like that the best I can. Even with the buying and reselling, anything I usually donate to United Neighborhood Center, anywhere that anybody that needs it. Sometimes I get people messaging, hey, I'm looking for some things. Some things came up in yeah, here. I try to help any way I possibly can.
I really appreciate that. It's a good outlook to have. I hope the best, for your endeavors. It's been a great interview.
I agree.
Before we go, do you have any final shout outs or anything you want to?
Check out all the bands on the big break. Checked out at least half now, and all of them are pretty good. Can't wait to meet all of them eventually. Check out my band, Fatal Misconception, and Almost Paradise. Check out everyone that's with the Big Break, that's sponsoring it, that takes part in it in any way. And anyone that's helped and support me to get to where I'm at. My girlfriend, my sons, some of my family and friends.
Awesome. Well, that was Austin from Stereotyped, Almost Paradise, and Fatal Misconception. Be a contestant in this year's Big Break, Season 4. We'll see you next time. How about you pick up a kickstand, the sweetest spicy seltzer in the land. But it's tough, but you gotta drink responsibly. They go down smooth, but do your part. And we are in the building of Encore Studios. Get up here, it's up the Einen. Grab a golf cart and get up here, record a track, maybe get signed to Route 6 Records, our other sponsor. Give it up for Mad Twisted Hatters, Infuse Emporium. They're literally naming a product after the winner of the Big Break. That's the coolest thing ever. I want that. Another returning giant, Lindarella's Deli, 1111 Main Street. Make your Lindarella's wish come true. Get up there. One of my favorite sponsors, I actually work there. We got a merch booth, print on demand for your band. Get those t-shirts selling. We got LB Entertainment, Ben Dugas, running the takeovers, doing it all. Hit them up, karaoke, DJing, maybe some trivia. Who doesn't love trivia? And rounding out the sponsors, we got Nancy Morris Photography. Book her for your next concert or event. She's gonna be taking pictures for the Big Break this year.